during my political journey living with neurological conditions. I was born in the 60s when conditions like ADHD, Tourette Syndrome, and Autism were not well understood or even recognised. But the lack of recognition didn't mean that they didn't exist. It didn't mean that those of us touched by these conditions didn't suffer. We did. I grew up undiagnosed with no understanding or support. My early life was marked by experiences that were deeply damaging, being force-fed food in nursery school, subjected to corporal punishment, and being placed in what they call then the remedial classes. And eventually leaving school with no qualifications, being told by the headmistress that I would spend most of my adult life in prison, something good to look forward to there. But you can imagine the impact that had on me as a child. Without a diagnosis, I was left to carry the weight of negative labels. Lazy, disruptive, unintelligent. And over time, I began to own these labels. I began to believe in them. For decades, those labels burdened me. And it wasn't until I was 46 years old that I was diagnosed with ADHD, Tourette Syndrome, and later autism. While I don't dwell on the challenges of my past, I am deeply concerned about the present and the future. In comparison, today we have the knowledge, we have the understanding of these conditions, but we still lack meaningful support. In the 15 years since my diagnosis, I have yet to see a specialist consultant in Tourette Syndrome. Despite my efforts to educate myself and others, the reality is stark. Our medical professionals are better informed today than before, but the pathways for diagnosis and support are woefully inadequate. And in many parts of the country, people with Tourette syndrome are unable to get a diagnosis. Desperate parents of neurodivergent young people are passing calls with waiting lists for diagnosis stretching from 3 to 8 years. And these are critical years, vital years for a child's education and development. Young people are slipping through the cracks, starting life at the bottom of the ladder, and far too many grow up to become broken adults. We've seen the consequences of this in our prison system, which is disproportionately filled with individuals who were failed by the system in early life. But the solution is simple: early diagnosis and early intervention. By identifying these conditions early and providing timely support, we can set our young people on a trajectory to success. We already see this in the workplace and in the prison system through organisations when I work for Genius Within and Tourette's Action. And I'm proud to play a part in creating opportunities for neurodivergent individuals. There are other companies out there that do this, but I'm especially proud of the work that we do. I'm also here as a representative of the Neurological Alliance, a place where people with lived experiences can have their voices heard. It's a place that brings us together, because as the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. And so I'll make this heartfelt petition to you today: get involved, become champions for change, support young people in their challenges, help them work to their strengths. Instead of spending millions trying to fix broken adults, why don't we invest in making strong, resilient young people from the start? The benefits are immeasurable: better mental health, meaningful employment, and reduced prison population. So it's a win-win for everyone. So to all of you here today, I extend a personal invitation. Join us. Be part of this movement. Help us create a future where no child is left behind because of lack of understanding and support. Thank you to the Neurological Alliance for bringing us here today, and thank you all for listening. Together we can make a difference.